Hi, everybody, and welcome back to La Capricornia with me, Priscilla Moreno. So, you guys, this week's message is on manifesting, and I'm gonna give you guys some tips and just some experiences. So, what brought on this message was I was actually watching the episode of The Kardashians. Yes, I rule whatever, I don't care, I watch it. And, she's talking about how she's manifesting her person. Like, she has a whole list on her phone of what she wants, right? And so many people were hating on this list and saying all kinds of stuff. But in honesty, guys, she is not doing it wrong at all. So, one of the key things to manifesting is getting it down, whether it's writing it down on your phone, putting it on a wall, writing it down in a journal. I've heard people say they write little notes and they put it in their wallets or purses. And one of the key things is for number one, writing it, because you want to put it out there, right? And even if it's typing it, you want to kind of put it out there to the world, to yourself, and just make it that much more realistic to you, no matter what it is. And the second part of it is you have to be able to look back on it. And that's actually one of the things that I really liked. Not only does she have her list, but she, opened it up again on a whole different episode and was like, hey, I'm always adding or removing or, whatever, but I'm always looking at this list. And that's where some people will say, like, they not only journal it, but they'll keep it in their wallets, purses, or different things like that because they want to continuously see this. And personally, you guys, one of the things that has worked for me is I actually on one of my walls, I put like 3 little cork boards that I have, and I put, the different things that I want to manifest in different areas of my life. So one of them is my spiritual side, one of them is my family, and one of them is my career. So I put my goals on there. I put pictures, even if it's like little stickers, things like that. I think I have like a Jack Skellington $1 million bill that I have bought, just as something I thought was cute. But I put it up there because, hey, who doesn't want to manifest money? So just different things like that. And it's actually right outside my door. It's in my living room. Some people I know would like to keep it wherever they want to keep it at, maybe private, whatever. But the key for me is I see it whenever I walk out. And that's exactly like where I'm always looking at, right? So whenever I walk out, it's one of the things I see. Even if I don't, stop and actually pay attention to it 1,000% of the time, it's something that my brain is subconsciously seeing every day. And the crazy thing about it, you guys, is it works. It really does work. And, it's not some magical thing. There are things, obviously, I have to put in the work for. But there are times sometimes where I'm just kind of like, ugh. But then I kind of look at this thing and I'm like, this is my goal. Like, this is what I'm heading towards. Like, it's worth the pain. It's what you want. If it was worth the enough to go on my board, it's worth the enough to go after. And sometimes it gives me that motivation. And sometimes, without even realizing it, I'll look at it and I'm like, God, like, I did this. I already met this. Even if it's something as simple as like a skincare routine, which I know sounds so random, but once you start getting to, your early 30s, it's definitely been something that's been on my mind. And it's something that, I had put up there, obviously taking care of myself more, my physical well-being. And it's one of the things that I've been meeting, again, subconsciously. So I was able to kind of go back and say like, oh, I can now update this goal. It doesn't mean that goal is gone completely for me. It just means I met it and it's time to update it. And, at first, the idea behind it was I would update it every year. And one thing that I'm noticing is I want to update it every 6 months, just because sometimes the things that we are manifesting change a little bit, right? So I know some people are like, oh, how can what you want change? Well, we're always growing, we're always learning, and there's different opportunities always coming our way. I know I get stuck between, I do personally want to have my own business on the side of having a career, and I'm always changing. Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Do I want to do this? And So I'm just kind of seeing what sticks and, what my heart goes into. And sometimes my callings lead me one way and sometimes my callings lead me another way. Does it mean either way is bad? No, it just means honestly, I have so many opportunities. I know, in going into some of my readings I've done recently, like we have so many opportunities. And right now I feel is the time where, it doesn't matter where you go. Like, you can freaking go in the middle of nowhere and decide to start building a city there, and it'll work. Like, it's just going to work if you put in, your hard work and the effort into it. It's just right now, it's just that time to make anything possible. The things that people might look at you weird for or judge you or doubt you, you're gonna make it work. Right now, we're just in that amazing time, I feel like. But yes, definitely, you guys, I feel like those are the two key things that have helped me in manifesting. I do have like little rituals that I'll do, or sometimes have little guidance on. But I do feel, obviously looking at it and, sticking to it has definitely been a huge one for me. When it comes to rituals, you guys, I know sometimes I kind of go with the different energies, and it also depends because I know I actually believe in a lot of moon energy, but recently I've also been having a little bit more of that sun energy in me too. The sun does replenish, the moon does as well, just in a different way. And it's just kind of learning the energies, learning the times, learning the, what's going on right now, just in general overall. The feelings, sometimes it's days, and I know it can get a little complex, but honestly, it's whatever it feels like to you. Because I know sometimes people are like, oh, right now it's not the time to manifest, blah, blah, blah. But if that's what you're feeling really deep inside of you and that's what's calling you, then in all honesty, that message wasn't for you and you need to do it. And like I said, sometimes you just need these little rituals or cleansings or things like that to help motivate you, to help push you in the right direction. Doesn't mean it's going to solve everything for you. Don't forget, we need to put in our own work into everything. But yeah, definitely, you guys. I feel like this is the time. And, not only have I been just seeing the messages, like I said, even just seeing it like in that show, I was like, oh, like, you know, I really felt more confident in like the way that I manifest and the things that I look into, and just even looking at some of the things that I've actually mastered. So I actually looked at my board after that last show that I watched, and where she like talked about it again, and I was like, God, like I'm already meeting some of these things. And I had updated the board in the beginning of the year, so I actually updated it again, which I know we're going towards the end of the year, but I was like, I'm going to update some things here and there. I want to add a little bit more picture, a little bit more things to it. And on top of that, I do have like a little altar that I like, practice on and have like my incense and stones on. So I'm actually fixing that up too to help me in my manifestations and the things I want, just spiritually, and just to kind of have that, that clarity on the way that I want to go in. I guess it helps me, be a little bit more focused. So I guess that's what it's doing for me. But okay, you guys, so that's my rant on manifestations, and I hope this helps anybody out there. So I'm going to go into your reading now. Okay, so for your first card, you have the Four of Cups in reversed. So the Four of Cups in reversed, I feel like you are fighting something. So I almost feel like you are, like something is going on in your life. And I don't know, I know I've been talking about this too, where we're letting go of things, really moving past things, closing chapters. I do feel like maybe you're having that doubt, having that like, oof, like maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I should have like held on a little longer, maybe I should jump back into the cycle. And I do feel like you're having that doubt right now. You're not, seeing the good things that are coming your way or being presented to you. And it's funny because I think this card has come up in the last 3 readings, I want to say. I really have to look at it, but I feel like I've been looking at this card like forever. But I do feel like you're just not seeing, you're just holding yourself back. And I feel like it's more like you know, I don't feel like it's anybody else. I don't feel like it's anything, you know, malicious or anything like that. I do feel like it's more you're just stuck in a feeling. Maybe you're even feeling just stuck in general, you know. And you know, one of my recommendations is definitely to kind of give yourself a cleansing, whether it's like a salt bath, using some Palo Santo, using some selenite to kind of shake your energy, give, you know, get some Reiki maybe for you done. I know I had to do like a Reiki session recently just to kind of clean up my energy and my vibrations. And so again, I feel like this is you. Like you're kind of holding yourself still, and it's you just feeling in your way. And I know sometimes we can get a little sad, especially when we're letting go of things, you guys. You know, you get into that kind of like funk, or you know, if you decided to end a relationship or a friendship and you're kind of like, oh, now I have no one to talk to. um just don't think of it that way. Think of it, maybe you just need some time. Like I know sometimes, actually recently, kind of feeling the things that I've been kind of going through. I actually didn't cut anyone off, but I've kind of been feeling a little like, oh, I haven't really been like, I kind of feel like I haven't really been in contact with certain people that I usually am in contact. And I felt a little like, where are they? And it wasn't a bad thing. I mean, we all get busy, we all have stuff going on. And honestly, this person was actually completely out on a cruise, which is my best friend. Hope you had fun. Um, but I feel like I needed that time to just like, like, you know, maybe I just needed that time to not, you know, go to anyone and just be within myself, be still. And, you know, I was taking it in a whole different way, but I just needed that. That's what I needed. Okay, so the next card is the Magician in reverse. So again, I do feel like you're working against yourself. I feel like there's a lot of doubt. And I don't know, maybe you're jumping into a new venture, you're thinking about it, and you're just like having that feeling of like, ugh, like if I let this go, I don't think I can manifest this, you know, or I don't think I can. You know, just kind of like I was saying too about wanting to have like side businesses. You know, maybe you're thinking about like, okay, I completely want to leave my job. I personally don't, but maybe you're thinking this like, I want to leave my job, I want to do something else. And, but then you're like, oh, I can't because, you know, I need this to get to this, or, you know, I can't let go of this relationship until I find someone else. And it's like, no, like in all honesty, you need to be alone for a little bit. You need to jump into this. If you want something full heartedly, I think you need to do this. And like I said, I do feel like you're working against yourself. Like there's a lot of doubt. You're not jumping on things. You're not seeing the opportunities. Like I said, right now is a lot of time to, you know, it's a time to actually manifest anything you want. And it's crazy because when I talk about opportunities, I actually was talking recently with somebody about, you know, there was so many great opportunities where I live at for a certain, you know, type of store that I want to open. And you know, she even said it. She's like, why don't you go for it? And I'm just like, oh, I'm just so, you know, nervous. It makes me nervous. And I don't care about people judging me. It has nothing to do with that. But personally, it just, you know, that fear of failure, and not just the failing part, but, you know, we are in some pretty interesting times. You know, what if I take this risk and I lose it all? You know, it's very scary. It's very different times right now. And, you know, sometimes I just got to get all that stuff out of my head and just go for it. Like I said, right now is the time to take opportunities, look into things. And if you look into things and it fails, I mean, you know what didn't work, and now you can redirect yourself a different way. And that's really how you have to look at life, you guys. And the 10 of Pentacles. So in the advice position, I am feeling like you are manifesting many things. So again, I feel like whatever you've been thinking about, so I definitely do feel like whatever you have been thinking about doing, going forward with, is going to bring you a lot of opportunities. It's manifesting a lot of pentacles for you. There's just so much going on in this picture. Um, you're gonna love it. There's gonna be so much abundance coming your way, but you just have to let go of that fear, let go of the things that you're telling yourself in your head. And maybe it's just like I said, that residual of, you know, ending a cycle or ending something or going in a different direction. Like, hey, if it wasn't working before, there's a reason, you guys. Go in the right direction. Okay, and then for your guided card, you do have spirit animal, which is actually pretty interesting. This could be asking you to keep your eye out when it comes to the way that you connect with like the animal world or even just like our earth. Um, and the reason why I say it is actually pretty interesting is because I had a couple things happen to me on my last trip out to, visiting my family, um, that I started kind of looking into. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so weird. I kept seeing so many different animals and in the weirdest situations. Like it was, I don't even know how to explain it. And then something odd happened too when I was driving back where, it freaked me out. But then the weird thing about it is something should have happened. And so when we look back, I mean, again, I know animals are fast, but that animal wasn't there and I wasn't the only one who's seen it. So maybe your spirit guides are trying to tell you something. And the way that I'm trying to look for those answers is I'm looking for number one, I was like, what was the first thing I thought about when that happened? The second thing was, let me look it up and let me see what those animals represent. So sometimes your guides are trying to tell you different things depending on what you see, um, and what you feel connected with. And if just something stands out to you, even if it's weird, just stands out to you, look at that. You know what I mean? Or even if you're getting a certain vibe, like I said, I just feel like your guys are trying to tell you something. It doesn't have to be as extreme as it was for me, because I feel like mines were a little like pretty extreme, in the way that they presented themselves to me. But it doesn't have to be so extreme. Maybe, you just see a dog and for some reason, like you're just like, oh my gosh, this dog is gorgeous. I don't know why I'm obsessing over this. Like, can't even have a dog, whatever it is, right? Um, there's a reason why they're presenting themselves to you. And like I said, just look it up, simple Google search, whatever it is, see what they could be telling you, or even then just kind of see what that animal represents and kind of compare it to what you have going on in your life. Um, Twice, like I said, when I had these things happen to me, I thought about something right away, and that's where it kind of like led me towards. So that could be another way of looking at it too. Again, it's really hard to say for everyone because everyone has different interpretations, but I do feel like whatever you are manifesting, you're getting messages, and it's going to tell you whether you're going the right way, the wrong way, or what to do with it. I do feel like that's going to be big. So okay, you guys, so that's the message for this week. Let me know what you all think, and good luck on your manifestation, you guys. I really do hope that we all take that leap of faith and move forward with whatever, we have in our heads. Okay? Have a great week. Bye-bye.